Movie lover down under, Christian here again, as we take a look at the new Korean film Train to Busan. The Train to Busan is a recent Korean film, and while it does have many of the cliches that you would expect in a zombie horror type movie, it makes itself out to be a very unique and interesting and very innovative film in the genre. So the name pretty much explains it all. It's about this train that is headed to Busan in Korea, and there's this zombie outbreak that occurs, and all hell breaks loose. Now we do have two main characters in this film. We've got a father and a daughter. They've got a bit of a strained relationship. We have the father who's very concentrated on his career. This young girl would rather him be more of a father type figure to her, but he doesn't seem to be that sort of person all the time. And then she says, "It's coming up to my birthday. Can you please take me to Busan to see my mother?" That is what I would hope for. So they take this train trip to Busan, and that's when things start to go wrong on so many levels. This film just nails every aspect of what you'd expect in a zombie movie to a T, and I loved every moment of it. Imagine if you got Snowpiercer and you added World War Z and you put them in a blender. That's pretty much what you get with Train to Busan. With this film, we have this father character and a daughter character. He's taking his daughter to Busan for her birthday to be with her mother. Throughout this film, you feel that all the characters in the film have some sort of purpose. There was never one character that you felt wasn't out of place. It worked so well, the way these characters had such great chemistry. As you can see, they've pulled off the zombie effect brilliantly. Everything from the acting to the makeup and costumes, and there was a lack of CGI. It wasn't required in this film. As with most horror movies, there is a protagonist. There is a guy who's a bit of a douchebag, who just doesn't care about others, who wants to save himself and no one else but himself. I always hate these kind of characters, but at least in this film, there's always a large number of characters that you're rooting for and you're hoping they make it out alive and avoid the deadly virus. Action in the film took a few twists and turns throughout the whole narrative, and it got really interesting when there were moments when they had to leave the train. I won't reveal too much, I won't spoil too much for you, but I will say that I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of this movie. It didn't scare me so much because I don't get scared by these type of movies, but it is very thrilling. And I just have to say that there wasn't an ounce of dialogue or an action or a scene that I would ever change in this film. Kind of like Goodfellas, where you wouldn't want to change a single bit of the movie because you thought it was so perfect. But if I could say there were any minor issues with the film, I would probably say with the characters. Some of the characters probably acted a little bit differently to how I would have acted, because I probably would have freaked out a lot more than they would have. That's just nitpicking though. And I guess you never really get to find out the cause of the virus, but apparently that's been answered in another film. I think it's called Seoul Station, which is another zombie film, which is also part of this universe. So with that in mind, I'm finding it very difficult to find issues with this film because it's just brilliantly acted. It had me gripped from moment one. So with that in mind, I think I can only say that this film is great. This film definitely deserves a watch if you're a horror fan. If you're a film fan in general, I'm sure you're going to get a kick out of this one. And I'm definitely going to have to say that I would give it an easy 4.5. And this film gets my standing ovation. So there you have it, folks. Seriously, you have to check this film out. If you get a chance, if it's in a theatre near you, just check it out. I'm sure there's a version with English subtitles. I was able to get an English subs version. I loved every moment of this film. Don't miss this one. And I'd like to know what your favourite zombie films are in the past. And I would also like to know what you thought of the film if you've seen it. And if you like what you see here, please like, share and subscribe. This is Christian again for another review, and I'll be back with more soon.